72 over by the good fortune.
Hi guys, welcome back to episode number 2 of season 2 of my podcast, Ambitious Odyssey. I'm joined by incredible friends, someone who I've known since I was a kid. Jeremy, would you like to introduce yourself to like 5 people to the public?
How you guys doing? I'm Jeremy, and yeah, me and affaqb have known each other for time. We go way back.
Crazy. Go way back to, I think when we were like 9, not even 9, like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, primary school, like just the day ones. I'm telling you.
Day, like when I say day one, like this is the definition of
This
a
is
day
it.
one. Like I moved this guy day one. Man, thank you so much for coming on. And today's episode is going to be, a heavy hitter, something I've been meaning to talk about for a while. And I was just waiting to link up with the right person, and just, who better to speak with than someone I've known practically since I was a kid. We kind of share the same experiences. Wanted to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, the revolution that's currently going on, not only in America, but also in the UK, around the globe. And I wanted to just, open people's ears to the injustices that happen every day, not just in America, but also here in the UK. I also wanted to kind of highlight your story as well, because I think it's so unique, and I think it needs to be shared, because not a lot of people have like the same, not a lot of people are privy to it. I think we're kind of lucky we grew up in that area where we were surrounded by so many people from so many different ethnicities. So we kind of like, had that upbringing where, we are very aware, but I don't think many people are. So we're going to be just, talking about Jeremy's story about emigrating to Glasgow, because you originally were living in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, Zimbabwe.
What age were you when you moved to the UK?
Geez, I must have been 4 or 5. I would say 4, turning 5.
Crazy. I was around like 6, I think 5, 6.
Yeah.
So we're like the same age.
Pretty much.
How was it coming to the UK? What was that like? Your parents were like, "Oh, we're moving to the UK."
My parents moved here before I did, I guess, to secure everything.
Secure the bag?
Yeah. So when everything was ready to go, I was told I'm coming to the UK. And I didn't even understand. I just thought of it as, I'm going to see my parents.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I didn't think of anything different. And I just remember being on the plane and arriving. First, I think I arrived in England, somewhere in England. And I was just like, where's my parents? Because the whole time this lady was just leading me around. So I had no idea what the hell was going on. And I just remember being like, I can't wait to see my parents. It's been so long. Like, I want to just see my parents. And it was just so weird, bro. I can't really remember what it was like, but I remember like certain bits and pieces.
Yeah, same. I remember like coming to the UK, and we were like staying at a hotel for like 2 weeks, and it was just so strange, like lining up to go to the restaurant there, and they didn't have any of the food that we used to eat back home. It was like fish and chips and all this other stuff, and we were
it's like a different world, huh?
I was like, yo, where are we? I want to go back home. It was crazy. Like, I wanted to talk about, like, we both grew up, in the same area, and I just wanted to I've never really talked to you about this, but like growing up, I think I faced a lot of racism, especially in like primary school. But what was it like for you? Because we never talked about that, because we were really young.
True.
But what was it like, man?
Well, my younger years, I just remember I don't think I had a lot of friends that you'd like, because you're so young, you don't really hang out with the friends at school.
Yeah.
So my best friend was my neighbor, and they were black as well. So
Chill.
we did. I don't think I really faced that much racism as when I was super young. But I feel like when I got older, into like the high school years, that's when it was like you just get like little moments of it.
Really? Like, what do you mean? What type of moments?
So I remember I would walk to school with my neighbor every day, right?
Yeah.
But then there was one day where I think she was sick, so I just walked by myself. And I'm walking up just another day, and I'm walking past this house that we always walk by every single day. And I'm walking and I hear this guy, this old man is standing out like at his window, and he just shouts the N-word at me randomly. And I was just there like, I like looked at him and he was just looking at me, and I was just kind of shocked, and I was just like, I just kept moving. I was just wondering, who does that? Like, standing outside your window, you just randomly shout that.
Shout the N-word outside the window? What year were you in, man? What age?
I must have been in third year.
Third year, okay.
Yeah. I can't remember what age are you in third year? 14?
14? Bro, 14.
I think so.
My reaction would have been like a bit different if someone had like slurred the P word at me, man. I would have been like, wait, who said that? Like what, like a rock, you know what I'm saying?
I was just so shocked because I was just like, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. I didn't know that the area that we lived in was like low key that racist, because when you're young, you don't really notice, you know?
Yeah, you never see it.
When obviously you got older, you start to notice. What were like any other moments that kind of like shocked you? You're like, wait, what just happened?
So there was another time in my neighborhood, like there's, you know how like when you're growing up and you hang out with your neighbors and everything.
Yeah.
So we always, there were, it feels like a TV show. There were bullies, of course, right? So, and I just thought like they were just mean kids. But then I think I was in 6th year, and I heard apparently one of the people had attacked one of the other neighbors on bonfire night with like fireworks, and they were launching fireworks at this black family, like this black dad. And I was just like, that was the moment when it was like, this is happening like in my area. Right. People that I know, and it was all over the news. Everyone was talking about it, and I just didn't even know how to react because I couldn't believe that was real.
Bro, that's crazy. I couldn't have imagined what it would have been like for you. What was like your like family's reaction to that? Were they all like really shocked and scared?
Yeah, we like, even for me, it was just a thing of like, I don't want to go outside by myself or be caught walking around this neighborhood. So like, even to this day, I don't really hang around my neighborhood. If I'm going out, straight to the car, to wherever I need. Wow. Yeah, to wherever I need to go, because I don't want to be around here.
Wow, bro, I never knew it was like that for you, man. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's a luxury for me, although people are like brown lives, whatever. Like, I still have privilege. I can walk outside. Like, me and my mom go for walks every day. I don't need to look over my shoulder. Like, that's a luxury. And you even saying that you go straight to the car, you don't even have like confidence to just like take a walk around, around the local area. I can't even like get my head around. It's 2020 and there's still some people that don't feel comfortable in society, bro. Crazy.
It sucks, man. It sucks, but I hate when I almost say it is what it is, but it shouldn't be like that.
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've been like a bit too comfortable with it for too long. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Almost to the point where I'm used to it. Like I don't even think about freely walking. Like, how people take nighttime walks. You won't catch me doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would never catch me. So that's just my normal now. But it's weird to think that I'm so used to that now. Like it's what I'm used to.
It's just like, as soon as you leave the house, car, go to town, and that's it. That's crazy, bro. Imagine like living. That's crazy. And also, we talk about like a hot word right now, systemic racism. Did you feel like any sort of racism when you were at school or when you were like applying for jobs, or what was that like, man? Like when you were like going up against an authority and you felt like kind of discriminated?
So for me, in school anyway, I don't think I ever experienced that. Thank God in my school, there were teachers were like, not all teachers were white. So it was, in some of the classes I was in, it was like Asian teachers and like black teachers and everything. So I never felt like out of place in school or felt like I was treated differently.
Sure.
And in terms of jobs, I'd like to think not, but it has been hard trying to find a job. And literally my first job was when I was like 20 years old, I got my first job. So it's taken some time, and I was always wondering, like, why is everyone in school getting hired for McDonald's?
Yeah.
And I'm applying for McDonald's every month and nothing at all.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to think of it like that. But there was a time where one of my friends posted on Facebook on her wall. She said she applied for McDonald's and she signed out. You know how they ask for ethnicity and all that stuff. Yeah. So she signed out that she was black and everything. She didn't get an interview, and then she tried again and say she was white, and then she got an interview. And I was thinking, and I was like, bro, say it ain't so. Like that can't be real. Genuinely, that can't be real. But I've never experienced it. But to know, maybe I have experienced it and I've just been none the wiser. And I just never realized or clocked on.
That's crazy, bro. You even just saying that, like applying to McDonald's, and you know, people that you knew that were like, I remember being in the same situation when I turned 16, which is like the legal age to work in the UK. And every single day, like a minimum of 2 jobs every day. I was like, all right, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. And it took me almost a year to get my like first job. And I was like, it shouldn't be this tough. Like, I know
honestly,
I know people that are dumb, that have like no like social skills. No offense, but like I see you guys. You have like no ambition, no motivation. I'm really trying to go out here, trying to get some experience, but somehow, you know, these people are the ones that are securing these jobs, and it kind of made you think like, yo, it must be it. Like, it must be the color. It must be because of so and so. So it took me a first year to land my first job, but you even just saying that it took you till the age of 20 to, you know, find your first job. That's crazy.
But I'm sort of glad. I kept telling myself, like, when I got this job that I have, because I work at a trampoline park now, like, how cool is that, really?
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so I just kept telling myself, like, maybe I wasn't getting jobs from McDonald's because it just wasn't God's plan. Like,
that's facts.
This is probably just what I'm meant to be doing as a job. Because I feel like I would take this job over McDonald's any day now. So I'm just counting my blessings.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Sometimes God, like, you know, makes you go on a different path to where you like eventually are supposed to be. That's a really good outlook on it. And I also wanted to talk about like microaggressions, like subtle things that you kind of notice now when you were like a kid that you didn't notice about people being kind of racist.
Oh my, okay, so I just found out really what microaggression is.
Yeah, same.
From all the Instagram things a few days ago. So yeah, and after reading those, it was like a thing of, oh damn, I get that a lot. Well, I used to get it a lot anyway, but I didn't even think twice about it. But now it all makes sense about when people are like, oh, look, I'm as dark as you, when they have tans and everything. I never liked it because it's just like, it's weird to hear, but it's just weird. Now I'm so glad that all these posts are coming up to explain the different types of like discrimination and racism and everything.
Yeah.
Because it's educating me as well, as along with every other person. So
yeah,
I'm glad these are coming out.
And they kind of limit, like, and they put pressure on the like people that like saying this to be like a bit more cautious.
Yeah.
It can't just be like, blah, blah, blah. Nah, like you need to chill out a bit.
Yeah.
Because everyone's now
we're all aware,
beginning to realize.
It's now that you say that, it actually reminds me. So we in Glasgow we have, I don't know if you guys have it, the Iron Brew Carnival.
Iron Brew.
You have that?
No, bro. What? You know how much I love Iron Brew, bro?
It's literally a carnival where it's like rides, it's like roller coasters and everything inside like a warehouse, right?
Okay.
So me and my friends decided to go, and it's like a huge event. There's thousands of people. All your friends go, and me and my friends decided to go, and it was, I think there were 6 or 8 of us.
Yeah. And
we got in, and as soon as we walked in, security guards came to us and they were like, we're gonna need you guys to split up and like go in groups of 4s because there's too many of you guys in a group and there's families around and they're gonna get like nervous. And I was just like,
oh my God.
At the time I was just like, why do they want us to split up? But my friends, they're all like hyper aware of this stuff, so they were able to catch it and realize that like, though, this is not fair. Like, you can't be separating us when there's hundreds of other people walking in groups of like family groups and everything, and that was something that I was kind of sucked because it felt like we're like singled out.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
so
crazy.
that was one of those things.
That's crazy, bro. Stereotypical, and
Yeah,
it's never happened to me, man. That the Iron Brew Festival. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you reported that to like higher management.
we just
That's a bad look.
see, that's the thing with me, especially. I hate confrontation.
Okay.
So I'll do anything to avoid it. So that's just me as a person. But we're all just super, how do I say, chilled out people. So we never really, I'm not one of the people to be like, I'm going to report this business. And I've
like
never
a Karen.
done that, really. Yes, pretty much.
Like, let me take your badge number.
Exactly. I'm not like, I would never do that. I can't see myself doing that.
Yeah. But now I think it's like the right time to challenge those. Not even from like being competition, but like, okay, like why we like really question like, okay, why are we scaring
like,
people?
What's going on? Yeah.
What's going on? Just over the course of like these past 6-7 years, we've seen Trayvon Martin, we've seen Orlando Brown, we've seen Eric Garner, these names constantly headlines. But this time, it just felt different because you see how vivid the video was.
Mm-hmm.
Like the person is just kneeling, and I remember just going back in the first like day when I came back on social. That was like all I was seeing. It was just like George Floyd.
Yeah,
it just hit me, bro. I was like, man, this is. Then I was just so glad with all the protests going on, people really trying to like take a stance, and I really do hope that officers that were like responsible for his death are, dealt with and punished. They couldn't, and we can't even act like that. It's just an America problem. Like the UK isn't innocent. Like even with, I don't know if you know about the Windrush scandal and the Grenfell Tower. I don't know if you know about.
Yeah, I've heard about that. The Grenfell. Yeah.
I think
It's
those
alarming.
it just goes to show like the UK is just as much. I think it's a lot worse, to be fair, because UK, Great Britain has a very dark history, colonialism, imperialism. Almost like I was reading the Guardian article the other day. It's like almost half of the slaves that were transported to America, apparently they went on British ships. And I was like,
jeez,
that was crazy. Like they're really
stuff no one ever tells you.
Yeah, they're really good at hiding, especially Britain are really good at hiding their involvement in slavery. It's like, oh yeah, that happened. No, like you guys really need to like make us aware. Especially, what did you think about like the statue of that Colston guy being dragged in Bristol? Did you see the video?
Yeah, I did. I seen all the videos.
That was amazing.
For me, I actually support the whole getting rid of the statues.
Mm-hmm.
But what amazed me is that people had a problem with it. And even in Glasgow, I don't know if you've heard about the statues around George Square.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah. It was like a little document.
So there've been like protests. There was a planned protest to go and like protest for the statues to be taken down. But I've seen that a lot of people who are for the statues also went there, and it was just a mess, man. It was an honest mess. And there's tweets and everything from people saying how it was kind of alarming because it brought it to home. And I've been walking through George Square my whole life pretty much, and now to see that people are getting attacked and there's riots and all this, and seeing the videos of like hundreds of police people trying to hold people back and everything in George Square, it's scary because it brings it to home and everything.
That's crazy. I remember like growing up in Glasgow, going to George Square like for Eid, and remember when like in school we used to go to George Square when they had the ice skating rings and stuff.
Yeah.
And just like as you said, I saw some of the videos too, and I was like, "What the hell is going on? Like this looks crazy."
It's weird. It's seeing it in a different light like that. It's really weird.
It just shows like the times. Also, like there was this little clip everyone was sharing on Instagram and Twitter. It's like the Frankie Boyle history thing. What's his name? Frank, like this comedian guy, and he was like going into depth with slavery in Glasgow, and he's talking about Buchanan Street, and Buchanan was like a slave owner. Like, bro,
I heard about. I don't think I've seen the video, but I've heard about it.
Like Jamaica Street and how Glasgow is kind of built on slavery, and all these like little things that we don't notice now they're coming to light. I agree, man. And what do you think about the argument with like, oh, we should keep statues where they are because it teaches people about the history? What do you think about that?
So me and my friends have been talking about this, and they brought up some points saying that they understand that people want to keep the statues, but we were thinking maybe it would be better to put the statues, say, in a museum where you can go by yourself to go and learn about that history, but it shouldn't be like out in the middle of the public space, because it still carries a kind of a heavy image. So I'd say put them in a museum. If people really want to see those statues, they can go around, see them, but I don't think they deserve to be up paraded on George Square or any other city around.
I agree 100%. Like, we don't have statues of Hitler all over Germany to know what Hitler.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a stupid argument, and people that try to push that forward, I'm like, bro, are you serious? I've really been trying to like speak to people and get their perspectives on the whole movement, and this movement has really showed me that there's a lot of snakes, a lot of people really staying quiet.
Yeah,
it's like, I see you. The next time we see each other, it's no conversations, nothing like that. Just keep it pushing. A lot of people have showed the true colors of who they really are. And it hasn't even made me angry. I'm just like really thankful that I've kind of found out, like the type of person. And it's like, okay, now I know what to do when I see you. It's just to like, saying, don't hit me with that, hey, what's up, man? No, none of that. Get the fuck.
Honestly.
Has this happened to you as well? Or you've seen people kind of be like a bit too quiet, or not be like, oh, I don't want to get involved in politics, like bullshit.
I've seen a lot of those things, honestly, and it's mainly on Facebook. I've seen it, and Twitter as well, but Twitter is mainly just like
I love Twitter, man.
Everyone is just crazy on Twitter, you know how it is.
I love Twitter, bro.
So yeah, but the ones that have shocked me really are on Facebook, and people that I saw like every day, or people that I know, and they're posting things like on Facebook saying like hashtag All Lives Matter and all that stuff. And it's just, it's so weird, because I'm just like, yo, what do you then think of the, like if you're the one of the hashtag All Lives Matter people, what do you think of Black people? Like, what do you think of me? And if I do say this Black Lives Matter stuff, does that then upset you? Or like, I don't understand their true intentions. And it's just weird to know that these are people that I talk to every day. People smile at me, and they're right in front of your face. So it's the whole thing about people showing their true colors. That's real, bro. It's crazy, real,
bro. So many two-faced people, and it's like I saw this image of like in America they have this image of like the KKK, and they're like taking off their capes, and there's like a police uniform underneath. People here are like very nice to you in person, but like behind closed doors. Even in my community is the worst. I'll be the first to say it, especially the older generation. They're very racist, especially just when it comes to their attitudes about, like, if we'll be walking, like I remember being with like family, like back home, and we'll be walking, or they'll have friends, we'll just be walking and we see like a person that's like Pakistani but just darker skinned. And they would just start like dissing him, be like, oh, look at this guy, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, this is a problem. Now I'm like, I need to call, like, now I'm starting to call out. I'm trying to have these conversations with my family, friends. But back in the day, I think we used to just let it go like slide off too easily. Like when I was like, still a Pakistani person. But yeah, racism, we need to challenge it in all forms, man. Not even just like friends, but also our family circles as well.
100%. It's something I've also learned as well. I hate confrontation, like I've said. So if anything,
call me up, man,
was said, it was like I would never call out people, because I don't like that openness. But after seeing, and especially when this whole the movement of the I mean, the Black Lives Matter movement has been going on for so long, but you know, when we got that push, and now it's all like really happening. I was scared, not gonna lie, because
Really?
it was a thing of now it's all becoming a reality. Like, people are fighting for this now, and I was so nervous as to be like, now what's gonna happen is gonna be so, like, everyone's gonna be calling each other out. But now that I think about it, it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. Honestly, I'm happy it's happening because it's something. It's history, bro. It's something we need to do to secure the future for our children.
Yeah.
And I'm now have to think about future generations, and it's not just about me. It's like it's a whole bigger thing out here. Yeah, it's a bigger picture.
Exactly. If we have these conversations now, it'll be easier for like the future generation. They'll be more knowledgeable on, you know, stuff like this, and hopefully there'll be less of what's going on with this all lives matter bullshit. I really have a problem with that statement because, like, if you really think about it, all lives don't matter. Like, if you really, like, does Donald Trump's life matter? No. Does you know, people that kill people or like rape, and do their lives matter? No. And how can all lives matter without, like, if Black lives don't matter, how do all lives matter? That doesn't make sense. Like, every single life matters, right? So Black lives should matter, right? So that statement is just, whenever someone says that statement, I'm like, yeah, you're dumb. You're just dumb.
Yeah.
You're dumb.
I honestly think it just comes from people who don't want anything to change. They're happy, and because, you know, when the problem's not happening to you, so it's like, who really cares? But so they're failing to understand that there are people out here dying because they're Black or colored or anything is. And I think it's just that whole thing of they're comfortable, and the whole thing of change as well. It's probably unsettling to them, but it needs to happen.
It needs to happen, man. If it doesn't happen today, it will definitely happen. And with those, and I think just a lot of people that use that statement, they're very lazy and very, like you said, very just content, very comfortable, because they don't want to face reality, and they want to seem sort of like people that say, "Oh, all lives matter." They want to seem like they're very knowledgeable and they know what's going on, but they in fact really don't. And I just wanted to also discuss like the stuff that's like how we can help and play our part. And what I've been doing is just like on Twitter, you always see threads of different petitions to sign, all that good stuff. There's so many petitions out there that people could sign. Like, I made a video about this like Black Matters protest in my hometown here in South Bend, just with a list of all the different petitions for Breonna Taylor. By the way, her killers have still not been arrested, so we need justice for Breonna Taylor.
I sometimes wonder who the fuck is the one making the calls.
Yeah,
because it's like the way people are fighting for this girl and still they're just quiet, like nothing's happening.
I felt it like there's celebrities, like notable celebrities calling out every day. They're like Steph Curry, LeBron. Like, doesn't the mayor of Louisville see this? Because no, I know, like, I have like 64 followers on Twitter, but I'm still going ham. I'm still like, I'm in the UK, but I'm still tweeting the mayor of Louisville, Kentucky. I'm like, arrest it.
It needs to be done.
I'm trying to write to these like local offices and like, yo, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Like, maybe there's just more going on behind the scenes, but I just don't understand why they're just like, I'm not gonna do anything just now. I'm just gonna keep quiet, and everyone is screaming, and still they're not listening to anyone.
Even with Breonna Taylor, even with the police report, it was just blank. And I'm like, what the fuck? You guys literally shot this woman while she was sleeping 8 times, and you're gonna leave it? Goodness gracious!
I never understand.
There's so many cases here in the UK with Mark Duggan, and so many other notable cases where people have died in custody, and you don't really get the same attention.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Also, did you hear about the bail fund for the Minnesota bail fund?
Yeah, it was like the $1 million something.
Apparently they raised like 35 million, bro.
Are you serious for this cop?
No. That bail fund is basically for people that I think get arrested while protesting.
I see. I thought you were talking about the police officers.
Yeah. So they raise, like, the bail fund is like for people that get arrested while protesting and stuff, and it's there to like help them with their legal fees. And there was this like
35 million.
you know how much this spent, bro? Apparently, you know how much this spent from that 35 million? 200K.
What?
I donate like 10 pounds. And when I saw they spent 200K, I was like, wait, hold on, what? You mother, that's my
What
money.
No, that's ridiculous.
I remember like Twitter finding out and everyone was just going attacking like the board and people just going non-stop like, yo, what the hell? 35 million?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Bro, this is why I'm actually having to refresh Twitter every day. Something is always happening.
When I log into Twitter, bro, it's like a war zone. It's like there's always like a building burning here. I'm just trying to walk in, like trying to mind my business.
Always something.
Always something. I love Twitter, man, because a lot of stuff that's not covered on the news is covered on Twitter. Like, they never covered the hangings. You know, like people are getting lynched in America.
Yeah.
There's been like,
and you hear nothing about it.
Nothing. Peaceful protests. The Black Lives movement still going on. People are still protesting. It's not heavily.
I remember seeing something like a post saying they've been protesting for, it was like 2 weeks now. It was probably longer now because since the last time I seen it. Yeah, like it's been going on, but
heavy.
You don't hear anything.
It's
you
like quiet.
Nothing from the media.
And obviously COVID is like the next headline. And this is really slick. This is what they'll try to do, right? They'll be like, oh, the second spike or the second wave due to the demonstrations.
Mm-hmm.
But what about bank holiday when all these people were going to the beaches, and
exactly
V-Day when everyone was like the block party's like, okay, that's not my business.
That's actually mad.
Did you go to the protesting? Did you go to the protest in Glasgow?
There was one in Glasgow, but I wouldn't go because my sister she has asthma, so I didn't want to risk it. So, but I remember seeing so many, and it was from the pictures that I'd been seeing. And that's why it inspired me to cover that song from Nina Simone. And post it on my Instagram just to do my part. And because I feel like the way I can help, I'm nowhere near as educated as half these people that are fighting for us. So the way I felt like I could help best is through music. That's how. Thank you, bro. That's how I'm trying to use my voice. So I just decided to do my little part as well. But seeing the pictures, some of my friends went, and seeing those pictures and the videos, and the speeches, seeing some people that I know doing speeches, it was absolutely beautiful. I wish I went so badly, but I was there in spirit.
Amazing, man. We had a protest here, and it was really good because there was a lot of social distancing. People were trying to, they were doing their best to keep 2 meters away. So everyone was like very respectful of each other's spaces. We had like different speakers come out from different organizations, and it was really good. I think we had 2. I only went to the one because I was doing something the second day, but it went really well. If I wanted to go to the one in London, but that one just looked a bit too crazy, bro. I didn't know if you saw the highlights from the London protests. Damn.
Because I seen all like the main stuff, right? But then when I went, because I went onto TikTok and everything, and seeing people's own personal stuff and seeing what some of the police officers were saying to some of the people, and it's just when you get a deeper look into it and see what's really happening to people who are actually there, it's shady, it's weird. But I think once again, it's a beautiful thing for it to be happening.
100%. And I don't mind if this happens I want it to happen as long as it has to happen until we see justice for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, for Ahmaud Arbery. I remember like during the month of Ramadan, I heard of Ahmaud Arbery, and he's just innocent black man getting killed by these white supremacists while jogging. Imagine you saying like the statement that sticks with me now is you saying that you don't even feel comfortable taking a walk around your neighborhood. You just go straight to the car. That hits me, bro, and I feel so grateful for the life I live. I have so much privilege to be able to walk with my mom every day. That's crazy. And just to confirm, like, do you have any like final remarks about the whole movement, about what's going on at the moment?
I'm so glad, and it's also amazing to see most of my white friends they're sharing and they're educating any and everyone. And it's just amazing to see that we're not just fighting for ourselves, everyone else is also fighting with us. There are people trying to make some noise on the opposite side, but like I've always said, the fire is still and it will continue to burn. We have that power, yo.
It's our generation, man. It's up to us to make that change. As you stated, a lot of people, especially white people, it's really cool to see them definitely like taking stands and calling out our family members and doing this shit. It makes me really happy too. Like even me and my community, everyone's rallying together and doing stuff too, because we're all in this together at the end of the day. All lives can't matter unless Black Lives Matter. So
100%.
Thank you so much, bro, for joining me. So I know it's a very like tough topic to navigate, especially because it's very active at the moment. But thank you so much for joining me, man. And also, you're like the second ever person to have like a repeat episode. How do you feel about that?
Privileged, so privileged.
He said he's
privileged. We've leveled up. It's video now. You see,
it's crazy. Like we're doing different stuff. We got the camera, got the little
levels,
microphone, different. Oh, would you like to tell people about any projects that are coming out or any projects that have dropped?
So, I mean, I'm always working on something new, but right now, my latest project anyway, if you want to head onto YouTube, you can find my making of I'm an Instrument.
Yes, sir.
It's a little short film I made just documenting my process of how I created my EP and the inspiration behind it and hurdles I had to overcome. Yeah.
It's amazing, guys. I've seen it. It's incredible. It's a vibe. Support my amazing, incredibly talented friend. He's got more stuff to come. Let's just say we might be collaborating soon. I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to say.
We need to.
Could imagine. But hey, thank you so much for coming through, man. And I'll catch you guys on another episode soon. Thank you, Jeremy. Take care.
Thank you, my brother. You too.